Hello, Virgo. Hello, Virgo. Excuse me. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Something's clicking in all of a sudden. So, alright. So it's almost like something of significance, like, this might be a moment. It's looking good so far. Let's find out. Okay. Starting off, see, I like where this is going, but starting off, you seem to be feeling like this is exactly where you want to be. I think it's very cool that you got the Strength card with pleasure and, what is the other one? Attraction. So there's a lot to do, but it's kind of like the end goal is like, I want this. I want where this is going to be. It's like getting that house, right? Getting that different house. Like, you're getting a house now. It's not new, and it's almost like you're getting this house and there's a lot of stuff left over in it. So you got to clean it out, clean it up, paint it the way you want to, fix this, fix that. But the way you're looking at it is kind of like, I own everything in this house now. It was left there, so who knows what's in there? Who knows what type of treasures that might be there for me? And you're kind of like, I wanted to do it my own way anyway. The fact that things need to be painted is fine, because I was going to paint anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. The fact that this over here, like the railing has to be fixed, or maybe this wall has to be fixed, that actually works for me, because there's things I want to do that I might have had to take down that wall anyway. I get to change the banister the way I want it to be. I didn't really like the ones that were there, so since it's broken, it has to be replaced. I was probably going to replace them anyway. It seems to be your attitude towards it is kind of like, it doesn't matter. I was going to change these things anyway. I was going to paint anyway. There could be treasures in here. This could actually work for me. Like, you have a very, very optimistic outlook. Kind of like, this works. I was going to do those things anyway. It doesn't matter. Very attracted to it. Very happy about it. There's a lot that has to be done, and you have the strength to do it. But you have the ambition behind it. Like, yeah, I was gonna put a lot of effort into it anyway. That seems to be your attitude. Like, I was gonna put a lot of effort into it anyway. So doesn't matter that, like, it has to be done, but I was going to do it anyway. So now somebody is presenting you with this abundance, and there's a card stuck behind this, the King of Wands. It's stuck, but we'll get it out in a minute. I don't know why it's stuck. I'm kind of curious why it's even stuck. Abundance, somebody's presenting you with a possibility. It's a lot of work, but you're like, I swear, you're like, the fact that there's a lot of work is like, it doesn't matter. I was going to do that anyway. It's just, I feel like I was going to put a lot of effort into it anyway. It doesn't really matter. I was going to do that anyway. I just keep feeling that energy. Like, I was going to do that anyway. What's behind the King of Rods? The Four of Pentacles. Aha. Which is very interesting. Because that means the King of Rods has their own idea about how they want things to go forward. Not going to be a problem for you. Because it's a hidden agenda. I feel like that's why it's stuck. Like, when it's behind this person, somebody's presenting you with an opportunity, but they want what they want from it. But they're not, like, they're being very cautious about saying so. They're kind of holding it back. There's things they want from this same situation. I don't think this is going to be a problem for you. I think they might align more with you than they realize, but they don't realize it. So it's kind of weird to me. It's kind of like this person has their own ideas about what they want to come forward with this situation, but it does pretty much align with what you want anyway. Doesn't seem to bother you. See, there's another dual card here. The Two of Wands is like, on the outside, it looks like choices are being ready to be made. On the inside, it's the Two of Swords, kind of like there's still kind of, but this other person's like, well, there's choices to be made as long as they're made the way I want them to be made. This is not going to get in your way. I feel like you align. This is very fortunate. You seem to align with this person more than you realize, more than they realize. See, that's hidden, though. It's a hidden thing. The thing is, when this keeps going forward, the thing is about Virgo, especially because you're Earth, we're not doing everything today. We're not doing everything in one day. We're not doing everything in one day. It's not happening that way. We're going to pace it out. We're going to get like, all right, how much do I want to get done this month? What do I think I can feasibly do this month and do correctly? Because we're not about redoing the same thing more than once. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it right the first time, and that's how that goes. So you're not getting everything done in one day. That's not going to happen. That's not realistic. So you're coming forward very slowly into this situation to start off. You might gain momentum as you go, but you're like, I need to organize. I need to see what's in this house. I need to see how much do I need to clean out. I need to clean up things first, organize what's here, decide what needs to stay, what needs to go, what's actually good, what's actually trash, what can I give away, what do I have to throw away. What do I want to keep, of course. So you're starting it out, and you're just evaluating the whole situation. You might be looking at certain things like that's going to have to be fixed, but before we even do that, I need to do this first because I need to clear out the area. We don't just start fixing things with a room full of crap. I need to get everything cleared out and organized first. That's step one. You got trust with the Ten of Cups. You're going into it slowly. You're putting it together. You're starting to organize things. Whatever the situation is, I feel like organization is number one. I feel like no matter what it is, I feel like organizing what needs to happen, what's here, what's there, taking stock of your assets, all that good stuff. That seems to be step number one. Like, this is what I think I have, but what do I actually have? Let's deal with that first. Now, there is a need to move things forward, but there's also patience with this. Kind of like, listen, this may not be the most fun part of it, but we need to know. This is how we build a plan. We know what's actually here, what actually needs to be done. We clean things up, we organize things. This is how we start to know what we have to deal with. You seem to be explaining this to somebody. It seems like they should realize that, but when they're kind of like, well, we could start fixing this wall, you're like, listen, we can't start fixing this wall. We got to clear things out first. We have first got to clear things out, organize things, then clean things up. Then we can start looking at what we have to fix. We don't have to make things pristine, but we got to get the crap out of here so we know what we're actually dealing with. And then we got to look a little deeper into that. What is that connected to? What's in this wall? Is there something, like the fact that this hole is here, then there's pipes behind it. Do we need to actually work on those pipes? We don't want to fix that wall, realize there's pipes behind this wall, and then have to take that wall back down because we have to fix those pipes. First thing, this is why we're going to organize first. Then we're going to look at this situation. Then we're going to be like, hey, these pipes, are we going to have to do something with them? Because we don't want to fix something, we're just going to have to take right back down anyway. You seem to have to keep explaining this. And when I say keep explaining, I feel like you keep coming back around and you keep having to keep reminding. Like, listen, no, we can't fix that right now. We got to first get everything cleared out, organize, and then see if we need to fix things behind that wall before we fix that wall. And you have to keep explaining it. I feel like you have to keep explaining it. It's kind of like, okay, we have to keep explaining it. The other side is absorbing it. You make perfect sense, and I just feel like they could just kind of go around you and just fix the wall, if you will. That's the analogy we're using. But they also know, there's a good chance you're right. They could end up wasting their time fixing this wall just to take it right back down and have to deal with the stuff behind it. So you're making sense. You're very solid with what you're saying. You have to keep reminding them. Because I feel like it's not just one situation. It's like, all right, now see this banister? There might be more things wrong with this porch. So let's not start getting new things because you don't want to have to fix the whole porch and just have a good banister. Either that or if you put a good banister on a bad porch, we're going to have to take, you might have put that on there and fixed it technically, but we have to take down the whole porch anyway. You just wasted your time getting a new banister because we're going to have to take down the whole porch. So why did you do that? And this is like an example. You keep having to come in and saying, listen, you're getting ahead of yourself. We got to make sure we're going to keep this. This is going to be stable. We have to clean things up first and see what's actually going to stay and what's actually not. We got to do this in order, get things cleaned up, evaluate things, organize, see our assets. It seems like it's like driving me nuts because I keep having to come back to it. This person does listen to you though, and they do all right, no, you're right. I feel like they're listening. But it's almost like situation per situation. Okay, you know what we did with the upstairs wall? You know how we did this with the banister where we're holding off? Can you just transfer that to anything you want to fix right now and realize we're not fixing anything right now? We're cleaning up, we're organizing, and then we're seeing what our assets are. Then we're going to evaluate each situation before we actually start fixing things. Like, I feel like it finally gets to that point where, like, listen, we are not fixing anything right now. We were organizing, and evaluating the situation for what we actually have. Cleaning up things. As we keep going forward, this is actually a good situation. This is it's a good situation, because I feel like the only sort of stressful is you having to constantly explain to somebody, we're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. We're not doing that yet. And it's different things, but it just seems like it's repetitive. The Star card comes in with the Tower. This is a very interesting connection. Because I'm one of those people, I just don't always read the Tower as a bad change. It's usually very shocking, either way. Like, it's shocking. But sometimes, I've seen the Tower come in with, like, a marriage proposal before, not for nothing. So, I'm just saying, it's a shocking, like, intense emotions, very shocking. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, that's all I'm saying. And the Star card coming in with the Tower is making me feel like this is one of those moments where something goes really well. It's kind of like, you know, in this house you find a couple assets that you can sell for a good penny, and you make a couple $1,000s unexpectedly. It's looking at the porch and going, you know what? The banisters, let's take down all the banisters. But you know what I saw over here inside the house? There was this leftover wood. We can just kind of break that up and cut it up a little bit, repurpose it, and we could actually, you know, change this around, take the wood from the old banister. We could make this something much better, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. And it could be to what we want it to be, a unique and beautiful to what we want it to be, not something everybody has, just something we have that's very beautiful. It's like one of those shocking things, like there's a lot of assets around you, and there's better things here than expected. Because I almost feel like with the Tower, in this situation, like something is falling apart, but what's left behind, it's almost like, you know, when that Tower falls over, you find out what was below it was this cavern of jewels. It's kind of like, oh, I'm now glad it fell over because look at all the great things I got from it. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Like something's kind of like falling apart here, but it's kind of like when it falls apart, when it finally settles, you're like, oh, that's awesome. This was great. We wouldn't have had this if it wasn't for that. Something falls apart and gives you a great benefit that you immediately see. There's a lot of happy energy around this. Knight of Cups with the High Priestess in the center. It's like one of those moments where technically, if you look at it if you just look at it on paper, it looks like something went bad. But what you got out of it, you got something out of this unexpected, and you're like, oh, that is great. That is freaking awesome. I can do great. I can do wonderful things with that. In the environment, the Queen of Cups with the Four of Cups. This is changing somebody else's plan. Okay, this is why this is not going to knock you over. This is why somebody else having their own thoughts about what they want to happen and where they want this to go. This is why I feel like your thoughts are more aligned with them than they know, because whatever they're thinking they want to happen, that Tower card is saying it's not possible. Their plan does not have a chance to really come forward. Due to that Tower card, it just is not going to happen. That Tower card does not stop you. You seem to be still able to go towards your goal. So if your goal is different from theirs just slightly or just enough, you're still like on path for where you want to go. It's just whatever they might have wanted to happen, it's not going to happen. The thing is, the Queen of Cups is there, which is telling me even though they can't have exactly what they wanted, they're still happy about what they're getting. And I also feel like you don't realize where they were going with this anyway. They might have had an ulterior destination, but they didn't share it anyway. So you may notice that they're a little bit upset about the Tower a little bit more than you are, but also like it's picking up and it's moving on fairly quickly. Now, they're going to give in to you after the Tower moment. All of a sudden after the Tower moment, things are a lot easier. Things are a lot easier, and there's an advice card for this. That Tower moment happens, something really good comes out of it. And what they're saying is pick it up quick and run with it. Like, if that Tower falls over and you got this big cavern of jewels, gather those things up quick and get out of town. Just take them and go. So basically, when this person backs off and they're just kind of like, well, whatever you want, because I guess what I wanted wasn't going to happen. And they may not physically say that or verbally say that, but they're going to kind of slow down, and it's going to be very easy for you to move forward. Run with it. Move forward quickly with what you want, because I feel like this is easy for you because you already know what you want. Keep pushing it forward. Keep pushing it forward. Keep going forward. Just don't skip a beat. Whatever tempo you're at, keep going. Don't stop. Don't hold to the side and be like, let's look at everything that fell over. Let's look at the tower. Why'd it fall over? The tower's gone. Let the tower that's fine. Just pick up your benefits, things you got from it, and keep going. Keep going, because I'm getting, if you keep going and you don't look back, it's going to work out your way very well. You got gratitude here, which I'm getting things are going to go well for you either way, but if you just keep going, you're going to get ahead of the game, and you're going to be very happy about that. You're just going to be ahead of the curve. Things are going to work out. Things are going to go well. You got protection here with the self-reflection, but I feel like you don't want to give this other person too much time to think about what's going on, because they might get ideas about what they want, and that could obstruct where you want to go. So if you just keep going and keep moving forward towards your goal, it's not an issue. It doesn't even seem to be talked about. If you kind of hold back and kind of evaluate this and evaluate that and give them time to think, they might get other ideas, and they might start like, well, I know you want to go there, but I want to go here. So you might have some adversity that you don't really need coming up. So that's what they're saying. Just keep going, keep going. Don't think about it too much. Keep going towards your goal. Keep going towards your goal. It'll go better for you that way, and it's less adversity you have to deal with. Like this, it's sped right up right there. Anything else? All right, I think we're good. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.